הבאות למפגש שלנו בביון טלנט. אני גליה בר-קול. אנחנו שמחים מאוד לארח היום את מירב צור, שחקנית, יוצרת, מפיקה ובימאית שעובדת עם אנשי תעשיות הביטור והעסקים לשיפור המבטא האמריקאי באנגלית. אז היום אנחנו נסתכל על זה. ממש ממש נשמח היום במיוחד בגלל שמדובר בסדנה שתדליקו את המצלמות. עדיף שהמיקרופון יהיה כבוי כשאתם לא משתתפים, אבל נשמח לראות אתכם ושזה יהיה קצת יותר אינטראקטיבי. וזהו זה, אז נכניס את אחרוני המשתתפים והבמאי שלך מירב.
שלום לכולם. גליה, אמרתי לך שזה יהיה חצי עברית, חצי אנגלית, אבל נראה לי שאני כבר עכשיו אעבור לאנגלית, אם זה בסדר. Hi, it's going to be a bit of a mix if I do both Hebrew and English, so I'll go to English also, it's easier for me. If anyone has any issues or you missed something or I'm speaking too fast, because sometimes I tend to do that, please feel free to stop me, ask to repeat anything throughout this whole workshop. So hi, my name is Miirab. I'm very, very excited to be here. One second. Galia, I hear myself.
כן, אני רוצה מיוט לכולם חוץ מי, רק רגע, תדליקי חזרה רק את המיקרופון שלך ונהיה בסדר נראה לי.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, we'll start again. So my name is Miirab. I, just like Galia said, I'm mainly a theater professional. I've been producing and acting and writing and directing for over 20 years. And through that time that I was working in the theater, and I founded and ran a professional traveling theater in Israel for many years. Through that time, I also ended up working with a lot of actors and then singers and all kinds of entertainment professionals, and then also in business, people that needed and wanted to improve their English, especially with respect to accent, for various reasons, because if it was some sort of acting role, they needed to sound more clearly, or if it was for some sort of business pitch, they needed to feel more confident, for all kinds of reasons. And so throughout the years, I kind of formed this better method of learning and using and putting to use all these tools. So today in this workshop, you're going to get a taste of kind of an overview of all of this, because it's very hard, obviously, to learn an entire language in this time. So we're just going to focus on the accent approval, specifically the standard American accent, because as you know, in English, there are many accents, such as British, and even within the US, there are many different accents. We're talking about the standard American accent, which is the most common American accent. It's what I'm speaking now. So you'll be getting a taste of all this. In terms of why you need this, it's a very personal decision. You have all made a decision to be here and you've shown interest. Some of you may need this because you perform using English and you want to feel more confident or sound more like a native English speaker, standard American English speaker. Some of you might need this for any kind of business interaction, and some of you may be doing it for both. I do want to say that there is this thing called the foreign bias, I guess you could call it, when you are a foreigner speaking English. There are native English speakers that will look at you with that kind of stereotype and might automatically label you as, oh, okay, they're the foreigner or something like that. So you have to kind of like prove yourself more with your talent or knowledge or whatnot. We can talk about that in depth later on, but I want to dive in. So let's begin. I'm going to share some slides so we can be a bit guided into what we're doing. Okay, can everyone see this? Thumbs up, something. We good? Okay, cool,
Yes.
awesome. Okay. So again, we're going to be talking about the standard American English accent. And we're going to dive right in. So in this workshop, here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about what it is of the mechanics of the English, the standard American English accent. How do you make these sounds, and what is the difference between that and other languages, specifically Hebrew? We're going to have two sounds that we're going to focus on. There are many, obviously, and we don't have time, so I just chose two of them more challenging sounds that we'll focus on today and how to create them and work with them. We're going to talk a little bit about what's called the music of English. And then we're going to talk about a workout plan that you can create and implement, including tools and tips, and some sample exercises to reinforce everything that we just did. There will be some interactive elements, so I hope you take part. Why not? You're here. We have these exercises also for all of you. So non-singers, non-actors, overthinkers, and all the artists among you. It's all for you. So it's all doable. Okay, so we're going to talk about, when we talk about the English versus Hebrew, the language itself, the main difference that I like to talk about is how you create the sounds of the language, all those sounds. In Hebrew, we mainly use our voice and our kind of throat area. In English, it's all about the mouth. All of the sounds that we create in English are very specific to how we place all the parts of our mouth, the lips, the teeth, the tongue, the everything that we're doing. When there is a slight movement, you're creating a whole other sound in English. So that's why it's important for us to know how to create these sounds and say them correctly so that we are better understood. So that's the main difference, is where the sounds are made. The main challenging sounds, hold on, I'm covering some of my own thing here. Okay, so the main challenging sounds in English, and again, I'm going to say English, but I mean the standard American English accent. So the main challenging sounds are the THs. There are two sounds of those. That's the th and the R sound, which is like R, the H sound, L, L, all the T sounds, and there are different sounds of the T, the letter T. And then the vowel sounds is the short I, the short U, the other short U, and one of the short A's, which is the A sound, okay? Today, we're only going to focus on two sounds, but you get a bonus because one of them is the TH, and it's actually two different sounds, so it's kind of like a bonus. So yay. So we're going to focus on the TH as the consonant sound and the short I. That's what we're going to do today. So we're going to start with the TH sound, okay? The TH in English makes a sound that does not exist in Hebrew, okay? It's actually two letters in English. When they put together, we're creating a whole new sound. They don't have their own letter in the alphabet, but you know it. It's th. That is the unvoiced. And then we also have the voiced, which is the. What is the difference? That's why these illustrations are here. I hope it's clear how to make these sounds. So for the unvoiced, which is the typical...
Sorry, we cannot see the slides changing. We're still at the first slide.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, hold on. Let me redo it. I wonder why that is. Okay, thank you for that.
Exit the full screen. Just keep it maybe as you did before, where you can see the slides from the side.
Does that work?
Yeah, this is good.
Okay, can you see the TH slide?
Yes, now we can.
Okay. Thank you. So here's the TH. So how do we make the sound? The lips are relaxed. We're not using the lips for any of these sounds. To make the unvoiced TH, which is th, all you need to do is to put your tongue through your teeth, okay? Native speakers, they don't, I mean, like me, I don't put my tongue all the way through like that. But to get that sound to work at first, you can do it more grotesque or whatever, more enunciated, so that you just get used to that position. But that's all it is. It's putting your tongue through your teeth and blowing. That's it. It's air. There's no voice. The vocal cords are not used for this. And you can try this, by the way, with me, even if you're on mute or not, feel free just to try it. That's the unvoiced. And then for the voiced, it's the same thing, but a bit more nuanced. So your tongue is just touching the back of the teeth, and then you're going to use your voice. Okay. So the. Okay. So this is the difference. And we're going to look at these words. Can you see the next slide with the words?
Yes.
Okay, good. So far, so good. So these are kind of sample words that use the unvoiced and voiced. So for the unvoiced, we have words like three, think, theater, myth, Thursday, method, authentic. Sorry, my own thing is blocked here. And you can try to say these also with me. For the voiced, we have these, them, those, the, mother, brother, rhythm, smooth. So if you are practicing, and I hope you are, while you're saying it, you can sense the difference and try to feel where your tongue is in your mouth. Okay, so again, when you're practicing, and if you want to get deeper into this, it's going to be a bit more like technical, but that's good because you want to kind of practice to feel where all the parts of your mouth are when you're creating these sounds. So far, so good with the TH. Any questions with that? If anyone has any questions, now is your time. Everyone's good. Okay, we're moving on. Oh, yes. Yes, go ahead.
How can I know if it should be a voiced or unvoiced TH?
Right. So if you've never seen a word before, let's say if it's in a text, if you've never seen a word before, you won't know if it's voiced or unvoiced. There aren't any particular spelling rules for this of how to pronounce. And if there are many more exceptions to the rule in this case. So you just have to kind of know the word. So if you are in a situation like this, I would look it up. Now we have, Google Pronounce and things like that. You can figure out how to say it. There aren't any hard rules for how to pronounce when you see it a certain way. So you have to kind of know the words. Okay. Did we have another question? Okay.
Can you I'm sorry, can you go back and ולהגיד את המילים עוד פעם באנגלית?
Yes, I can. But I don't know how to go back on the thing. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to do this so clunky. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go back.
No worries.
Hold on now. It took me out completely. And next time it'll be faster. Okay. Okay, can you see it now?
Almost, yeah, now we can.
I see the words. Okay. No, now it's all black. Okay, there. Can we see it? It's good? Okay,
Yeah.
so these are the words. Okay, so again, and I'm going to say the words again. This is the sample words for the unvoiced TH. 3, think, theater, myth, Thursday, method, authentic. And for the voiced TH, these, them, those, the, mother, brother, rhythm, smooth. And again, these are one of the challenging sounds for Hebrew speakers because it just doesn't exist. The sound doesn't exist in Hebrew. It's the one that Israelis usually defer to either a Z or a T or a D, but it's not going to work when you're trying to say 3 and you end up saying tree because you're talking about different things. Okay, so that's why it's important to pronounce these things correctly. Tongue twisters, I don't really know what they're called in Hebrew, but they're like the ganan gidel. I can't even say it, but they're the tongue twisters in Hebrew. I don't know what they call them, but they are great for English practice and English accent practice because they're focused usually on one or two particular sounds, and it really twists your tongue and makes you work out the sounds. So these are a few for the TH sounds, both the voiced and the unvoiced. I will say them and then you can try them. Actually, does someone want to try and read these out? Anyone? No one?
עוד פעם, לא רואים את המצגת.
Oh, great.
אני רואה את המצגת. יש עוד אנשים שלא רואים את המצגת?
אני לא רואה.
רואים את המצגת.
אני לא רואה.
אוף.
אני רואה.
אתם רואים,
גם
אבל
אני רואה.
יש למעלה טאבים כאלה של מיטינג ושל המסך של מירב, אז צריך להיות בטאב השני של המסך של מירב, אם אתם בדסקטופ, זה יכולה להיות הסיבה.
זה ממש מסך שחור. אולי אבל זה הקליטה שלי.
לא, זה גם אצלי, כאילו אני במסך של מירב, אבל לא רואים את המצגת.
עכשיו,
אני כן רואה.
מירב, את רוצה לשלוח לי את המצגת? אני אנסה ממני.
I probably won't be able to.
Or let's try again.
Hold on, I'll do share and share. I think it's probably the easiest. Okay, how is this? Everyone good? Everyone good. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone want to try to read the first tongue twister for TH?
אני אשמח.
Go ahead.
אוקיי.
אז לקרוא את השורה הראשונה.
Yeah, just the first one.
Okay. Think about these things, about this thing, that thing, and those three things.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's basically what you're trying to do. And remember, the first time you're reading one of these, don't try to go fast. But then what you want to do is say it again and again and again until it's smooth, right, for you. So that was great. Who wants to read the second one?
I can. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Go.
I like that you're fighting for it. Go ahead. Who was that? Was it Thea?
Oh, okay. I'll do. Just I need my glasses. Sorry. Okay. Those thin threads bothered the three brothers.
Yes. Just remember, don't drop that the, okay? It's there too. It's a TH also. So it won't be, I don't know if you said it, I heard the three brothers. Don't drop it to a D. Make sure you pronounce that TH, right? So those thin threads bothered the three brothers. Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Who wants to try the third one?
Thrifty thinkers think the Panthers.
Yes, again, don't drop your last TH on the and the TH on the Panthers. It's not Panthers, it's Panthers. It's hard to say from the N to the E, but you have to put it in there. And also the word the, T-H-E, is the one that's, that Israelis just like give up on first because it's the smallest one. And they're just like, oh, whatever, it's a small word, but it's there. So once you get used to that one, it'll help you with all the other words. Can you try that again? And don't drop the last THs, okay?
So thrifty thinkers thank the Panthers.
The Panthers.
The Panthers.
Wow. There you go. Yeah, you have to touch with the tongue with your teeth. Okay, perfect. Yeah, and also side note, tongue twisters, obviously they don't make sense, but they're fun. Okay, so we'll move on. We're good with this slide. We see the short I slide.
Yes.
Slide, perfect. Okay, so we're moving on to the vowel of the day, which is the short I. This sound is I. This sound also does not exist in Hebrew. A lot of Hebrew speakers think it does, but it doesn't. It's a whole different sound. We have what's called the long E sound in English, which is E, like I see you, right? E. But this sound is not that. This sound is different. It's I. And I'm going to say these two sounds, and you can see me. I'm saying them different also visually. So here's the long E sound, E, and here's the short I sound, I. So if you noticed, I didn't really stretch my mouth sideways. I didn't really smile with this sound, this short I sound. So to make the sound, your lips are relaxed, and the central front area of the tongue is in the central area of the mouth. Basically, your tongue is in the middle of your mouth, and you're not smiling. It's like you're trying to make the E, but you're not allowing it to happen. It's basically the difference between chiz and cheese. That's why when people take a photo, they usually say cheese, because they want you to smile. Okay, so you can try that also on your own. I and E. It's different sounds. So to make it, you're just kind of trying not to smile. I. Okay? We're going to practice some sample words here. So we have, can we see this slide? Is this one seen okay? Yes? No? Can we see the slide with the words? Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. So here are the words for the short I sound. It, sit, lip, spin, infant, Italy, busy, sink, building. And we're going to go on to tongue twisters for the short I sound. Who wants to try this first one?
I can.
Go ahead, Marina.
Thank you. It is a bit chilly in this ice winter.
In the icy winter. Okay, try that
Icy.
again. Now, these words, it is, bit, chilly, in, winter, all of those have the I sound. The only one that's going to make the E sound is the end of the word I see. I see, okay?
I see.
Everything else is it. Can you try that again?
Yes. It is a bit chilly in the icy winter.
Okay, great. So I only noticed a little bit on your chili. Oh, sorry. Also, the end of chili is E, right? But that first part, chill. Okay, that's more reduced, right? You're not going to smile on that one. So this one is a very challenging one, but that was a good job. That's great. Okay, who wants to try the second phrase? Yes, go ahead. Ona.
Sit in your seat. Chips are cheap.
Chips are cheap. Okay, sit in your seat. Chips are cheap. That's a great one. Good job. So it's basically opposites of each other, right? So sit, seat, chips, cheap. Sit in your seat. Chips are cheap. That one really makes you work on that sound. And who wants to try the last one, which if anyone is an actor here, English-speaking actors use this as one of their kind of warm-up phrases. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips.
Perfect. Except for on your words tip, you stretched it a bit too much as tip. So try to go back to tip. Try that again.
The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips.
Perfect. Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, it's a huge difference. It makes a whole world of a difference.
Oh yeah, this one is a huge difference, and we're going to take a look at that now. Can you see this next slide? Okay. These are what's called minimal pairs. These are pairs of words with just the slight difference in sound, but they are actual real words, meaning in your real life, when you're mispronouncing, you are saying these wrong words, okay? So that's why it's very important. So I'm going to say these pairs, and you can kind of say them with me while you're on mute or repeat after me. Bin, bean. Pitch, peach. chip, cheap,
Chip.
did,
Sorry,
deed.
can the other people be in silent while
Oh
you're
yes, let's mute,
Sorry.
please. You could do it while you're on mute. It's hard. I usually actually do when everyone's doing it all together in person, but online it's harder. Did, deed, fit, feet, grin, green, his, he's, is, ease, it, eat, sit, seat, shit, sheet, bitch, beach. And the last two are my favorite because those are the ones that when you mess up, you're really messing up, right? So we want to be correct with the pronunciation here. Any questions on the short I? Okay, great. We're going to move forward with what's called the music of
I have a question.
English.
Sorry, took me time.
Yes, go ahead.
So it means that the short I is kind of a eh. Is it correct to look at it this way?
No, you are right. There's also the S sound, like the short E sound. Okay. E has the two sounds, the letter E. The short E, which is like the favorite thinking words of Israelis, right? And the long E sound, like he, she, see, okay? But the short I is not that. It's a whole different sound. It's I. So basically, I always like to explain it like I did before when you're trying to say the long E sound, E, okay? And then try to not smile. I, E, I. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, in terms of what's happening in your mouth, I. Your tongue is also a bit lower when you're doing inside your mouth when you're doing the short I sound. Okay, but if you work on the smile, it really helps first. Okay. Good. Any other questions? Okay. So the music of English, what do we mean? English, like many other languages, has its own kind of sound and music to it. Why is that? It's because of all the sounds, just like those two that we worked on now. What's called syllable stress. Syllable, as you know, is a part of a word. Okay, havara, I think it's called in Hebrew, a part of a word. So we have different times, different stresses on that, on words. Linking, reduction, pitch and intonation, rhythm and pause. All these things are within how we pronounce words and phrases in English when we speak casually. That's the music of English. Today we looked at the sounds, and we're also going to look at the syllable stress, linking, and reduction. And we're just really going to take a quick peek because unfortunately we don't have time for everything. So it's just going to be a quick peek. Bear with me because we're going to zoom through this. Okay. So we're going to start first with syllable stress. Okay. Can we see this slide? Are we good with this slide?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So for a general rule, in words that are two syllables, okay, like these words here, okay, if there are two syllable words that are nouns, adjectives, or adverbs, we usually stress the first syllable. And I say again, usually, because English has many more exceptions to the rules than the rules. So just know that this is a general, okay? If it's a two-syllable word that's a verb, they're usually stressed on the second syllable. So this is kind of a rule we can use, but there are exceptions. So
maybe we
for
just
nouns,
clarify syllable havara.
Yes, havara. And now we're talking about nouns, which I think is shem etzem, right? So these are people, places, and things. We're going to stress that first syllable. So it's going to be student. Whereas in Hebrew, for example, it's not. It's student, right? It's different. So in English, it'll be student, parent, college, actor, drama, notebook, number, contract, project, suspect. And then when we have two-syllable words that are adjectives, which are descriptions of the people, places, or things, we're also going to stress that first syllable, like dirty, quiet, angry, better, basic, silly, genius. In adverbs also, which are descriptions of an action, we're also going to stress that first syllable. These are two-syllable words again, okay? So sometimes, maybe, seldom, never, roughly, sweetly. But then in verbs, which are action words, we stress the second syllable on two-syllable words. So notice these are words that are similar in spelling, but now they have a different definition because of their position and the way we stress them. Begin, increase, present, announce, arrange, impress, decide, rebel, contract, project, suspect. Okay, so now these are different meaning words, right? Because of the way we're pronouncing them. Again, these are general rules for two-syllable words. It's a bit more complex when we get into multi-syllable words. Now we're going to jump into linking and reduction. What is that all about? So linking is what we call when we smoothly connect between words just to get the speech flow. And you'll hear this, you're hearing it now when I'm speaking. You'll hear this also with native English speakers. We're kind of connecting the words together. So when someone is saying turn off the lights, they're actually saying it like one word, turn off the lights. So it's like a one word together. Did you see it is actually, did you see it? Even the did you sometimes gets together. I want to go is actually I wanna, and I would actually suggest to continue that. It would be I wanna go. It's like one word, I wanna go. We kind of drop everything there and connect it just so it gives us a speech flow. When we're doing reduction, we're actually shortening or kind of weakening the unstressed word or unstressed syllable. This is for casual speech, of course. So for example, he's going to the store will sound like he's going to the store. I'm going to say that again and try to listen to how I dropped part of that too. He's going to the store. A cup of coffee becomes a cup of coffee. And I'll say that again, a cup of coffee. So I basically dropped one of the letters and sounds just to get it to be kind of a smoother blend. I have a few idioms here for you. These are common phrases. Bend over backwards, which means to make a great effort to help someone or to be very accommodating. That phrase would probably be said all together as like a one word, bend over backwards. Okay, bread and butter, which is like someone's livelihood or the main source of income, we say it like one word, bread and butter. And then we have an example here below for both linking and reduction in this idiom, which is see eye to eye, which means to agree completely. But when we say it, we say see eye to eye. So it's also kind of this condensed one-word situation, see eye to eye. Okay, any questions with that, linking and reduction? I'm sorry I'm blowing through all these really quickly, but I warned you before, it's just a taste because to dive right in, it's a bit, longer and more complex. Let's go through the workout plan. The quote used to be practice makes perfect, but practice makes progress, right? That's what we want. We want to progress and improve and move forward. So how can we do that? This is doable for anyone when you do a workout plan. When you're trying to improve on something, as many of you know, in your field, you're going to have to kind of do it again and again and practice, right? So the same for English accent improvement. you can just set a time to work out for your English. And if you do this daily, you'll see a world of a difference, okay? So just schedule your workouts. You can do maybe 5 or 10 minutes a day is a lot if you're focused on working on this. And of course, it all depends on you all. I don't know, it depends on your own personal situation. Some of you may have access to English speakers in your day-to-day, and some of you may have more than others. So it really depends on how you are and where you are. But if you do have access to English speakers that you can have casual conversations with, use them because that would be great for you just to get your mouth literally working out those positions and sounds, okay? So schedule your workouts. When you're doing a workout, you can have warm-ups, just like any exercise routine. I often recommend this. I know it sounds weird, but it works. You could do mouth stretches, like stretching out your mouth because you're going to be working with it. You can say the ABCs in various different ways, different emotions. It just gets you to practice those positions of the mouth. And of course, tongue twisters, like what we worked on before, those are great for warm-ups. Then in your workout, you could do some sort of focus sound for that workout, or you can work on a few, just like today, we did the short I or the THs. You're going to look and you're going to try to listen to a reference sound making of that, either from Google Pronounce or if you recorded my thing, and just listen and try to imitate. Look at yourself in the mirror, or if you're doing this right now, look at yourself on your screen, just to see if your mouth position looks similar to what it's supposed to be. Practice using the sample words. Do the separate words first. And then, of course, you could do this with the tongue twisters too. You can also look, listen, imitate American media. Just make sure it's American, standard American also, not anything from like specifically New York, Brooklyn, Boston, or the South or anything like that. You want a standard American. So you can use songs, which I love, because the time is stretched out. Each word, especially for like ballads and slow songs, each word gets sometimes its own little, spotlight, and you can really work on those sounds. You can, of course, use TV and movies. If you are, please do not have any subtitles on, either cover it or opt out of it if possible, because your brain is automatically going to go to the subtitles and it won't really work. You can do English if you want to follow along with the text, but I like when it's off because then you can focus on the people's faces and look at how they're creating the sound. You can also adjust speed, maybe make it go slower, and it'll be better for you to see and understand those positions. And note all the visuals, how their mouth looks like. A lot of imitating here would be great. And then you can also use a song or dialogue or improv exercise in your workout. We're going to take a look at those shortly, so you can try those out on your own workout. And another great part of the workout is to do freestyle, which is just talking about something about yourself or your day, making up a story, answering a prompt, anything that gets you to talk for longer bits of time. Okay, those are great. All of this looks like it could take 10 hours, but you can really put it in about 5 to 10 minutes, focus, work on it. You can, of course, do longer if you want, but that would be great for you to practice. So we're going to take a look at some exercises. This is a song exercise. Can we see this slide? Are we good with this slide? Can you see it? Okay. This is a song exercise that you could do. It also works for non-singers. Don't freak out. Okay. I'm not a singer. I will be reading it for you, but you can do the song, the music version. This is a very well-known English nursery rhyme. You can use poems, you can use songs, you can read, or you can sing along. It just depends on your preference. But the fact that it has a very specific rhythm and the rhymes, they are great for practicing your English, okay? So does anyone want to try to read Mary Had a Little Lamb? You can sing it too if you'd like, but yes. Anyone who hasn't yet? Okay, yes, go ahead.
Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. It followed her to school one day, which was against the rule. It made the children laugh and play to see a lamb at school. And so the teacher turned it out, but still it lingered near, and waited patiently about till Mary did appear. Why did the lamb love Mary so? The eager children cry. Why Mary loves the lamb, you know, the teacher did reply.
Excellent. Just make sure on your short I, just like this last one, did, not deed, did. Okay. Did. Yes. Great. Great flow there. That's basically what you need to do is just practice saying them. I want to go ahead and read this out, although this is very accessible on YouTube, but mostly in song formation. I'm going to read it in case you want to listen to the speech version, or if you want to record it to work on it later. So this is Mary had a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow. And everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. It followed her to school one day, which was against the rule. It made the children laugh and play to see a lamb at school. And so the teacher turned it out, but still it lingered near and waited patiently about till Mary did appear. Why does the lamb love Mary so? The eager children cry. Why Mary loves the lamb, you know, the teacher did reply. There are a lot of sounds in there that I'm sure you're wondering about. I don't know if you've noticed, but one of them, I mentioned earlier, all the T sounds. So there were a lot of them in here. Those are just things that we would dive into later. We can't do now. But that is Mary Had a Little Lamb. We're going to move on to the next exercise, does someone have any questions about this one?
Mirav, I'd love to know if you, off the top of your head, if you can recommend, I don't know, actors, politicians, musicians who have this standard American speech that someone can adopt a celebrity to listen to.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Where do I begin? Okay, so most of the American celebrities have the standard American English accent. I always refer people sometimes, unfortunately, because the media is a mess right now. But people in the media speak, at least for their English, they speak clearly, concisely, and the American newscasters are typically using the standard American accent. So I guess if you're going on, CNN or Fox News, and Fox News is very conversational sometimes, so it might, go faster. In terms of celebrities, wow, off the top of my head, I don't know. You stumped me because I don't want to say, I don't know who's. You can ask me, and I'll tell you if that's a standard or not. But you know what? I'll give you all a task while I move to the next slide. You can write in the chat.
If anyone has
your
a favorite, you're welcome.
Yeah, write in the chat your favorite American celebrity, and I will and I'll tell you if they're okay to follow. Meanwhile, I'll look at that in a minute. And meanwhile, we're going to look at the dialogue exercise also for non-actors. Everyone can see the slide?
Yep.
Okay, so dialogue exercises are great because you can work with a partner for fun, or you can work with yourself for even sillier fun. So if you're working with a partner, clearly each one will take a role and then you can switch later. You could do this with any dialogue of your favorite TV show or movie, or even make one up. This one is something I found on an original dialogue. It hasn't been performed anywhere, but we're going to try it out. And you can do this again. If you want to do this with yourself, you can read both parts in different forms. You don't have to be an actor to do this. You're doing this only so that you can practice kind of a real life situation with your English. So I'm going to read all the parts right now, and then we'll do another run where two of you will take the roles, okay? So just to have it clear. Okay, so I will be reading for Sam and Alex. Okay, remind me why we're buying a plunger, a garden gnome, and duct tape. Because that's what the internet said. For what? It didn't specify, which means it's either genius or a felony. Why did you pick the gnome with the sunglasses? He looked confident. I need that in a teammate. He's plastic. And yet still the most prepared out of the three of us. Okay, so who wants to read? Who wants to read?
אני יכולה.
Okay, so Danielle and who was it?
אני, Thea.
Okay, Thea. Okay, so Danielle, you'll be Sam, and Thea, you'll be Alex. Okay? Go ahead when you're ready.
Okay, remind me why we're buying a plunger, a garden gnome, and duct tape.
Yeah.
Okay. Who am I?
You're Alex.
My internet is not so well.
Okay, how about we have someone else hop on for Alex real quick so we can get
I can do
anyone.
Alex.
Has anyone who hasn't tried yet?
I can do Alex.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, Danielle, let's start again. So Danielle, you'll be Sam, and Romy, you'll be Alex. Go ahead.
Okay, remind me why we're buying a plunger, a garden gnome, and duct tape.
Because that's what the internet said.
For what?
It didn't specify, which means it's either genius or a felony.
Why did you pick the gnome with the sunglasses?
He looked confident. I need that in a teammate.
He's plastic.
And yet, still the most prepared out of the three of us.
Okay, great. So that one gave you more of a flow of something in real life. Remember, Romy, don't drop your THs, okay? Some of them were going there. Also, I think this is a great way for you to kind of play with situations. Like if you add emotions or some kind of character, it gets your mind off of, the technicality. And if you record yourself and listen back, then you can really hear, oh, okay, I did that sound. Wait, I should have done that. So it really lets you practice in real time. Any questions about the dialogue exercise? Okay, I'm moving forward to the improv exercise, also for overthinkers. Improv is great. Of course, I'm biased because that's also, in my wheelhouse too, but I love it because it forces you to kind of be in real time and not think about everything. So these are two little games that you could play. You could do this with yourself. It's better to play with other people. The first one, the second one you could do by yourself. So the first one is ping pong. Basically, you are, if you have a partner, you're going to choose some sort of category, let's say food, for example, and then you ping pong off of each other with words in this category. So spaghetti, salad, sandwich, banana, whatever, okay? And then you go back and forth. If one person repeats one of the words or says a word that is incorrect, it's not in that category, then that's a fail for them, and you switch categories. You move on to, let's say, types of cars or colors or whatever, okay? We won't do that one today, but that's something that you can practice. It gets you kind of out of your head. You can potentially do it on your own and see if you can, when you do it on your own, it's more of keeping up a rhythm. So if you wait too long or you make a mistake, again, that's a fault and you have to move on to the next category. For prop story, this is also great. You just take, well, ladies, you can take your bag. Guys, you can look in your drawer, whatever you want. You take a place and just take an object from it, something off your desk, whatever it is, first thing you grab. It could be a pencil, it could be a ring, it could be, I don't know, some sort of piece of clothing. And then you tell a story about that prop, okay, about that object. And of course, you can make it up. You can say where it's from, where it was made, was it a gift? Is it, does it have some sort of, weird effect, like a magical property or something like that? Whatever it is, you can kind of incorporate into the story. The point here is to just speak. And I would recommend, if you do this, also record yourself so you can kind of go back and then check, because you don't want to be checking on your English while you're doing it. This is just something to get you to do a sort of free flow speech. Okay. So that's another exercise that you can practice on. And if you have a focused sound for that workout, when you listen back to the recording, you can check for that specific sound. How was I saying my THs? How was I saying my short I's? Right. So that is that exercise. Does anyone want to try a short prop story? All of you. Okay, you will try this on your own, in your own time. But it is fun. It isn't horrible. Okay. Does anyone have any questions of anything that we went over today? I kind of want to wrap up, and I know we went fast on a lot of things, but I'm happy to answer anything. And actually, I want to see if we have any.
We don't have.
Oh, we have chats. Okay. I want to look over.
It's fine. We don't have questions in the chat. Nothing new.
Oh, and no one wrote their favorite celebrity. Okay.
Right.
Well, I guess that'll be a problem. But
we had Gal Gadot, but we assume
Gal Gadot, not standard American. Yeah. I mean, she's her English, when she speaks English, is aiming at a standard American. But you want someone that's a native speaker, meaning sort of born and raised, has native English. That is actually a very important point. When you are trying to learn from or imitate or whatever the English, please make sure that they are what's called native English speaker, because if it's someone that learned the English, there may be slight nuances that are not quite native. You may not even notice it. I notice these things, but you may not notice it. So it's very important for you to pick someone that is a native speaker.
What about Amy Schumer?
Amy Schumer is great. Standard American English accent. Yes. That's perfect. Amy Schumer, and along those lines,
Colbert, someone is asking.
Yeah, Stephen Colbert, great. For those people, like the late night hosts, I think that's pretty much all of them. Stephen Colbert, Conan O'Brien, Jimmy Fallon, those are standard American. You can definitely follow along with them. Donald Trump, actually, yeah, standard American, although he has a kind of a different, I wouldn't say speech impediment, but certain things in his speech. I don't know if I would, follow him one-on-one, but yeah, it's technically a standard American accent.
I have a question.
Yes.
First of all, I'd like to thank you. It was really interesting, and I learned already so much in this only less than 1 hour.
Yeah.
So thank you. And also, if you have some recommendations on websites or platforms to continue on and getting better in the English accent.
Right. So for those things, it's really a preference. There are many. I don't have anyone that I personally recommend. I work with people too. You're welcome to work with me if you want. I work with people privately. Sometimes I work in groups. And that's what I do, and I do my own thing. And also I like to work with people if they have, specific kind of projects that they need it for, some sort of audition or pitch or project that they're working on. I also do that. So for those reasons, a platform might not work because they're working on, just the general, I guess, general everything. So I don't recommend anyone specific, but there are many online. So you could just, I guess, take your pick. I can't really, I don't know anyone that I can recommend. But I do recommend working on it and trying, just because even though today, was interesting or fun or whatever, it's not magic. It's not going to magically, fix everything. You do have to put in the work to kind of learn the whole breadth of it and also practice. So yeah, I do recommend keeping up with it.
We have a question about Jack Black.
Oh, yes, Jack Black is great. Jack Black, though, he also kind of zigzags sometimes into other accents, like because he kind of jumps into these characters sometimes, even in mid-speech. So those kind of sometimes take off into different directions, but you'll be able to tell that it's, some sort of Southerner or Brit or whatever. But yeah, mostly his is standard American.
And Bibi Netanyahu, even though it's close, it's still not.
So Bibi Netanyahu, his English is really, really good. And it is standard American. I don't know if I would say to follow him on that. Also because I think it's more limited. I mean, you only have his bits of him speaking at whatever, engagement it is. It's only one sort of type of speech. I don't know if I would go for that, but his English is close to native, as close to native as any politician.
Interviews with Bibi Netanyahu, unfortunately.
Yes, yeah.
There is a question if you have workshops for actors specifically.
Yes, yeah. I actually started with workshops for actors, and then I kind of grew that. But yeah, I work with actors specifically, and we use all the actor stuff. So we work with scripts and working on how to implement that, how to use it, all the tips and tricks. I do that.
Awesome. Anybody else before we close?
I also have a quick question. Could you please give a quick guide on improving the R sound? Because I find, for me, but I think for many Israelis, it's kind of one of the most difficult, like this R or this.
Yeah. That's what I listed as one of those sounds. Again, it's a different work on making that sound. So I didn't cover it today, but it is one of the sounds. It's basically, it's a process of your mouth and your tongue. Okay. You kind of have to kind of roll back your tongue, and I work on that in detail when we work on the sound. So I didn't want to take up the time for that, but you're basically trying to make a roar. Right? Yeah, it's kind of like a tiger or lion roar. But yeah, I'm happy to help in detail. I can't do it here because it'll be taking up more time.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Any other questions?
No, thank you very much. אמרתי את זה נכון? Thank you.
Yes, it's perfect. Yes, good job. Thank you so much. Thank you all, and thank you so much, Galia.
תודה מירב, תודה רבה, זה היה נהדר, הכנס כל כך הרבה בזמן קצר, וזה עושה טעם שלו. אז כן, אנחנו נחלוק את הפרטים של מירב עם מי שירצה ללמוד יותר על זה, ותודה שהצטרפתם, טוב לראות אתכם, ונראה אתכם בהזדמנות הבאה. ביי ביי.
Thank
you so much, goodbye.
Thank you. תודה רבה, תהיה הקלטה?
כן.
יופי, תודה רבה.